talk about one of the most disappointing teams of Week 1, man. This Atlanta Falcons squad thought that they were in for a season where they take the NFC South by storm, 10-plus wins easy. I mean, watching them play against the Steelers, they looked overmatched. They looked like clearly the worst team, and that defense is still a concern, even after we thought they got it addressed. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, my biggest concern was obviously Kirk. He does not look healthy, or at least mentally, it doesn't look like he's fully back yet. And that just really hurts with the fact that they did draft Michael Penix. I mean, you basically hamstrung yourself with that. Now you're going to have fans calling for Penix as early as week 3, week 4.
Right.
And
Normally,
I just think
it's just the Bears fans calling for Bagent, calling for whatever undrafted rookie you got. It's not the number 8 overall pick that you yourself chose to put the pressure on your starting quarterback. I mean, we'll see how it pays off. It's Ryan Poles, director of player personnel, or Ryan Pace, I should say. I keep mixing them up. Ryan Pace and Ryan Poles. I got to get that
Ryan
straight.
Pace.
Ryan Pace, director of player personnel for the Falcons, and here we go.
Yeah.
We'll see how it plays out. This is supposed to be a team that wins over 10 games this season. Yeah.
And I'm not too excited about their other skill positions that we've been expecting a lot from, in Drake London and Kyle Pitts as well. So yeah, and on top of that, with what seemed to be pleasant surprises in Tampa Bay this weekend and New Orleans this weekend, I think it's fair to say that Atlanta is definitely behind the 8 ball. There's some serious concern in all phases of the game over there. And ultimately, unless we see Bijan Robinson turn into, the second coming of Earl Campbell very shortly, I don't know where the wins are going to come from. And I don't think it's going to come on Monday. I think Philadelphia is going to blow the doors open in Philadelphia. I mean,
yeah. For the Falcons, you only get the Panthers so many times on your schedule. But this could be one for the Eagles that, a game that they were worried about last week, that now they got to be licking their chops to face Kirk Cousins. After such a disappointing game, long week that they're going to have to wait, come to Philadelphia in prime time. You talk about one of the hardest places to play. That Lincoln Financial Field is going to be loud. Saquon's going to be running the ball. I mean, it's going to be a showcase for them. Once again, I think that the Eagles are setting themselves up to be one of the premier teams in the NFC. We expected that, but the question was, what were they going to be able to execute? I think they're set up to really hammer a nail on Monday night and make it ugly if Kirk Cousins doesn't turn it around, like you said.
Yeah. And then in week 1, one thing that I did see, I did notice, is the snap count with Atlanta. Kirk Cousins was not changing the snap count on Sunday. If he doesn't change the snap count in Philadelphia, or if they have to run on a silent count, I mean, watch Philadelphia's front 4 just pinning their ears back, ready to hunt Kirk Cousins down. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Kirk Cousins got pulled from the game on Monday.
Dude, isn't he on like a 3-year, $30 million?
I'm saying for taking too many hits. I think he's going to take too many hits on Monday.
Okay.
That you're just going to have to take him out.
Take him out and then pull the Matt Nagy, put your rookie quarterback in to get killed in the game. I mean, what else can you do?
Pretty much.
It's curious roster construction, and like you said, it feels kind of like an albatross that they've saddled themselves with.
Right.
Where there was no way this was going to go perfectly. Let's say the Kirk Cousins contract that you gave him works out and he plays the next 3 seasons as a Falcon. Well, then Mike Penix is what, 29?
26. Yeah, 26, 27, I think.
Right now he is, but then fast forward 3 years, right?
Isn't he 24 right now?
Is he 24? Why am I already saying that he's like 25 years old, I'm assuming. But either way, I mean, this is reps and development that
absolutely.
At this point, when you watch them play on Sunday, I would ask, why the hell aren't you developing your rookie quarterback with the weapons you have around him to try and build to be good with Michael Penix. I mean,
right.
If that was your plan and you had the ability to do that, no one was going to stop you from drafting Michael Penix, regardless, even if they hadn't gotten Kirk Cousins.
Right.
Michael Penix was already such a shocker of a pick at that point that there weren't teams trading up. I mean, I'm not a GM, so I don't know for sure. But the fact that they put themselves in this situation is just so curious.
Yeah. And I don't know if you saw behind the scenes, Ryan Poles actually called them on draft day and offered I think a 5th round pick to Atlanta just to move up one spot.
I remember that exact same day on Bears Reddit, or the day before, the day of the draft. I remember saying, would you trade up a 4th or a 5th or even if it were a future 3rd to guarantee you got Rome Odunze, would you do it? Everybody agreed. Everybody said absolutely. If it's your guy, you shouldn't let that happen. You fell to the Bears. I don't know. I mean, you could be looking at a team in Atlanta that has, instead of Darnell Mooney, they could have been
Rome.
They could have had Rome, and they could have
and
stayed the course and had Kirk Cousins or whatever quarterback they had. The fact that they were signed,
they got they got that 5th round pick taken away from them too for Kirk Cousins for the tampering as well.
It wasn't worth it. It was not worth it. But I mean, this is obviously, we're talking a lot of negatives about Atlanta. There's a lot to like about the Eagles, though, as well. I think there are reasons beyond just Atlanta's ineptitude that the Eagles are going to be favored in this game.
Yeah.
I still think that defense, those skill position players, no matter how Jalen Hurts plays, even if he's playing under his standard, that team's going to be dangerous.
Right.
They don't need him to win them the game.
And he didn't play well either on Thursday.
Right.
I don't think he played well on Friday either.
So, I mean, I think that he doesn't need to play perfectly for them to win the game. As long as he takes care of the ball, that is when Hurts is at his most dangerous, is when he has the weapons around him to where he can create or he can run the ball when everyone's down the field, trying to keep track of Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, Goddard, all of these players.
Yeah.
As long as you're not asking Jalen Hurts to control the game for you and be the one to win, I think he's a very dangerous quarterback. And I think that he is like the ultimate game manager to me. He has the athletic ability.
He really is like a point guard. Like he is a point guard in the NFL.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
One thing I want to point out, though, the tush push. Thoughts on the tush push not working?
I mean, once Kelsey's gone, Kelsey was the guy who made it work, right? Kelsey is one of the most explosive athletic centers to ever do it. The tush push, he was the one who, was the pioneer of that play. Yeah. He was the one who was the spearhead. And so it's obviously not going to be an easy transition when he retires. I think Landon Dickerson is a great center. He's Roll Tide. I love that guy. But it's going to be a drop-off when you talk about one of the greatest centers ever in Jason Kelsey. Going to even an above-average center like Landon Dickerson is still going to be a drop-off.
I think they put Juergens. Yeah. Juergens is actually – he might be starting.
Cam Juergens is center?
Yeah.
Okay. I remember Landon Dickerson as the center at Alabama. And I don't remember if he had taken any snaps.
I thought he was going to play – I thought he was going to take the center spot.
But. Well, I thought that's why they were signing him to the big contract was going to be to play him at center. But if they're playing Juergens, there's your answer. They should be having Landon Dickerson play center to effectively run the tush push. Try it that way. But it's definitely not Jalen Hurts' fault. I think that's the one weapon that'll always be in his toolbox, his quad strength and his ability to be able to push the pile as a quarterback. And it's what makes him an elite, as I said, like an elite game manager, if you will, to distribute to those weapons. But I think that the Eagles are in a great spot. I mean, I am confident that they'll be able to handle business on Monday night, and I think they're going to be cruising in the NFC East. It's solidifying itself as could be an interesting matchup between the Cowboys and the Eagles when we thought that the Eagles might run away with this thing.